Notice of lack of jurisdiction for insufficient service, challenging improper legal notice and due process violations. Understanding insufficient service and jurisdiction. For a court to legally exercise jurisdiction over a person or entity, it must ensure proper service of process as required by law. If service is improper, incomplete, or defective, the court lacks jurisdiction, and any legal actions taken may be void or subject to dismissal. Key aspects of insufficient service: failure to properly serve documents in accordance with legal rules, lack of personal service where required, service to the wrong person, entity, or address, failure to meet statutory deadlines for service, improper service methods, e.g., serving by mail where personal service is required. Example application: a person receives a default judgment in a lawsuit but never received proper legal notice. They file a notice of lack of jurisdiction for insufficient service, arguing that the court lacks authority over them due to improper process service. Legal basis for challenging jurisdiction due to insufficient service. 1. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, FRCP, Rule 4, governs proper service of process in federal cases. 2. State-specific civil procedure rules define acceptable methods of service. 3. Due Process Clause, 5th and 14th Amendments, U.S. Constitution, protects against unfair legal proceedings. 4. Case law on insufficient service and jurisdiction challenges: courts recognize lack of jurisdiction if service is not properly executed. Issuing a notice of lack of jurisdiction for insufficient service. A notice of lack of jurisdiction for insufficient service formally challenges the validity of a court's jurisdiction due to improper service and demands dismissal or correction of the legal process. Key components of the notice: identification of the improper service, missing, incorrect, or defective service. Legal basis for challenging jurisdiction. Demand for dismissal or proper service before further legal action. Notification that any rulings based on improper service are null and void. Example notice format. I, your name, formally issue this notice of lack of jurisdiction for insufficient service, as I was never properly served in accordance with applicable law or rule. Because proper service was not effectuated, this court lacks jurisdiction over my person, and any actions taken against me are null and void. I demand immediate dismissal of the case or correction of the service process before any further legal proceedings. Legal and practical implications: prevents courts from asserting jurisdiction without proper legal service. Protects due process rights and prevents default judgments. Forces compliance with proper legal notification requirements. Conclusion. A notice of lack of jurisdiction for insufficient service is a critical legal tool to challenge improper service, prevent unjust rulings, and ensure legal due process is followed. By issuing this notice, individuals can safeguard their rights and demand proper legal procedures before a court exercises jurisdiction.